Throughout my journey of practicing marksmanship here on the channel, I have made it a point to show you guys not only the highs and the super cool moments of marksmanship in the world of Airsoft, but also showing you guys the reality of what marksmanship is. And today's video, I think, highlights another very important factor that a lot of other Airsoft YouTubers in the sniping world don't show you guys or aren't as honest about as I think they should be.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Wolf's Den, and if you guys are new here, you may not know this, but if you've been here before, something looks a little bit different, and that's mostly because, if you guys have been on the channel before, I typically run multicams and I'm not running a ghillie suit, but felt it was appropriate for the replica that we have with us today. So, to all of our returning viewers and new viewers alike, I am very excited to have you guys here today for the continuation of the MSR saga. Now, as you may know, if you've been on the channel before, the MSR has been a project build for quite some time, and recently, in a video that I did on sniper comparisons, showing off some budget builds, and then all the way up to the more expensive boys, I showed off the new... Shut up! Roland is making fun of me because I have my camera out in front of me. Don't mind him. He's probably going to make fun of me some more, but it's okay. He's our ref for the day. Gotta get chronoed with the MSR first and foremost, but anyway, I showed off the ghillie suit that I'm currently wearing. I'm going for a recreation of the Woodsman ghillie from Ghost Recon Wildlands. Obviously, it is not in its final form. It doesn't have any foliage or anything like organic material in it yet. All I'm doing today is testing out if it works, if I'm mobile, if I'm able to move around comfortably with it, and we're going to put it through the test today. Not just with the MSR, but I have some other guns to test around with it as well. We are back at Bing on their Towers field. As you could probably guess, we are doing Attack and Defend, which is the best game mode aside from an operation here at Bing to do some MSR gameplay. So we're going to see how this first round goes. Not sure if we'll be attacking or defending first. It looks like we are defending. Looks like the red team is defending first. But we're going to play it by ear, see how the ghillie does, and more importantly, how the MSR does after the time away on the channel that it's had. So let's get into it.
Right as we're getting into round one here, something I did fail to mention during my walk and talk intro is that I am out here with my good friend Ronan. And not only that, but he is going to be joining us today for some sniper gameplay as we run as a two-man sniper duo, which should not only give us some solid enhancement from the good callouts and spotting that we are going to be giving each other, but should also give a really good sense of realism for today's game. For anyone who has served in the military or in law enforcement, you will already know this, but for any of you who have not, two-man sniper pairs are very, very common in the real world and are honestly very, very practical to have out on the field. When one person is running something a little bit heavier, a little bit larger of a platform, the other person, generally speaking, is using a smaller, lighter platform and also running as a spotter for the main person shooting. While each of us will be taking plenty of shots during this gameplay, we will be bouncing off of each other, giving each other spotting advice, and directing our attention to enemies that we can see as individuals that the other person may not yet be aware of. But before we get too far into this first round, myself and Ronan decided to take it a little bit slower and really dial in our hop-ups. That way, when we start engaging enemies, we know exactly where our rounds are going to go and have a very good gauge of the distances we can engage at very consistently. Unfortunately though, this is where I begin to run into the problem that plagues me for the rest of today's video. So as I start dialing in my hop-up, feel free to leave your guesses as to what the problem is or what the cause of the problem is down in the comments below. I'll be very interested to see how many of you guys can guess what the issue is or what the root of the problem is as the video continues. Of course, I will talk about what the problem was, as I think it's important for all of you watching to get an idea of the different things that can happen being an airsoft sniper out on the field. But if you have any good guesses, let me know in the comments below, and if there are some really good ones, I'll make sure to engage with them after this video goes out.
I don't know how well my hop-up's adjusted. I gave it a little crank, but not bad. How's yours looking?
Shitty.
Hmm?
Shitty.
Come on now. I'm going to give it just another quarter turn on the hop. Since I'm using 4.5s now instead of 3.2s, it needs just a little bit of help getting them up.
Here, yours done.
Well, no, it's an Allen key.
Oh.
It's inside the handguard with an Allen key.
Nerd.
I know. It's like the amoeba. You ever seen the amoebas?
Yeah.
It's like that, but not as cool because you can't put a little dial on the top. It's an itty bitty little Allen key, which is why I typically try to zero this ahead of time, but did not have a good chance to do that. Woo! Yeah, I like that. I think I'll take that. You want to give it a whirl?
Yeah, I missed that gun.
How far would that thing shoot out?
Do what?
How far would that thing shoot?
Far enough.
Yeah, I just hit the tower, the first tower from here.
Really?
Pretty sure. Here, give it a look. Make sure I'm not seeing things. Make sure my zero's good.
If I get a shot with a kill with this, I'm gonna laugh.
Do it, please. Safety's on. And I did not pull the bolt back, I don't think. Yep, there you go. Bit longer than your pull. Is it pretty on?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Missed this dude's head by like 2 inches.
Fair enough. If you can get him, get him. I can't see him.
Left-handed shot.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a lefty. Yeah, that's not super lefty friendly, is it?
Actually, it is.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, never mind. I'll take it back.
I'm just rusty.
Where are you looking at exactly? I'm not seeing anyone.
You see the barricade wall in front of us?
Oh, the bear, like the wall, the low side.
That building in behind it.
Oh, I think
Directly at a 12. There's a dude just sitting there.
I think I see him. Yeah.
I just hit the barricade wall.
Oh, I heard that. You shooting low?
Yeah.
Here. I probably should be doing this. This is my YouTube channel and my gun, but I don't care. If people want to yell at me in the comments, that's fine.
Hey, actually, it hit the building that time.
Yeah, I might need just a little bit more
Yeah,
hop.
your hop up needs adjusted by the guy.
Yep, just a touch.
Okay.
Like I said, it's hard to nail down, so I probably should have zeroed it when I was in an open space where I could see the BBs a little bit better. In all honesty.
Alright, I'm gonna go commit worker.
Okay, have fun. I'm just gonna aim right there. Yeah, it's a little low. You talking to me? What? Tower 3, ladder, copy. The quarter turn. For anyone watching. Hey, did you want your pistol back? I think I'll take it. Put my little Allen key back.
After taking the early section of this first round to dial in the hop-up, this is your guys' first hint and my first hint as to what exactly is plaguing the MSR at the moment. In the past, when I've used the MSR, it's run very smoothly and very reliably, being able to reach out well past 100 feet and then some, even without ever adjusting the hop-up. So having to adjust the hop-up to get it to go more than 50 feet is definitely a cause for alarm, but I won't reveal just yet what's going on. I'm going to give you guys a little bit more time to see what all is happening and make some guesses down below.
On your 6, Chief.
Hello.
Right here, right here. Hey.
What? Hi.
get what I was going to say. He ran up on me and said, bang, bang. I did not know that. So, see, I didn't know that. If I would have knew that, I would have had that. So I would have been there. He said, bang, bang. And I said, bang, bang. He said, I said, bang, bang. I said, dang. See, I didn't know that. So you mean that I can get up on them and say, bang, bang, and they're gone. Oh, man. He could have wiped that whole team. I said, when he ran up on me, he said, bang, bang. And I said, no.
I'm trying, yeah.
As we are ending the end of the attacking phase, or round 1 for this game of attack and defend here on towers and trenches, you guys will see me take a couple more shots before the round actually ends. But the very first one, I didn't realize the mag had gone empty, so the next 2 subsequent shots are also empty. So trust me, you're going to see scope cam footage here in a second while I'm talking. Nothing's happening because literally nothing's coming out of the barrel. I just didn't realize until afterwards that the mag was empty, so I took a couple extra shots that I didn't need to. But as I mentioned, with this round coming to an end, now I can finally take you guys out of a little bit of suspense here. I'll give you guys a couple more seconds to leave your guesses down in the comments below if you think you have an idea of what's going on with the MSR, or what is causing the problem that you guys have been seeing throughout the entire video, specifically where the rounds that are coming out of the barrel seem to not be going as far as they should, or are inconsistent in how far they're going. At the very beginning of the round, you may have noticed that I put up a note in the top left corner saying that for the entire duration that I've been using the MSR up to this point, I was using 0.32 gram BBs, and I'd have really no problem with it. It was getting very far out, even with no hop up on whatsoever, getting some really good range, really good performance out of everything inside the MSR with the 0.32 gram BBs, which is what I use for a lot of my HPA systems as well. But for this video, I finally got my hands on some heavier weight BBs, specifically some 0.45 gram BBs. And now is about the point that some of my more veteran players, and specifically my veteran sniper players, are starting to have light bulbs go off in your brain as to what my problem was and where it was coming from for this entire video. For the MSR in particular, it was shooting very, very well when I first got it and rebuilt it, but it was way over spec for what was allowed here at Bing in terms of joule limits. At Bing, they run at a maximum joule ceiling of 2.3 joules, which in my personal opinion is a bit low for bolt action rifles like the MSR, but that's a whole other discussion that we're not going to be having in this video. But why that information is important is because I had to completely change out the spring that I initially had in the MSR when I first rebuilt it. When I first rebuilt the MSR, it was initially shooting at a solid 3 to 3.5 joules, depending on the type of ammo that I was putting into it, which is obviously much higher than the 2.3 joule ceiling here at Bing. And not wanting to ruin the compression that was very, very nicely tuned, and not wanting to change any of the other internal components, the easiest way for me to tone it back was to get the lightest power spring I could to put into the MSR. Everything else inside the MSR is built to withstand the use for a 0.45 gram BB, except for the spring, and that's because I had to use the lowest power spring I could find to help feed 3.2s without getting in trouble for the field limits here at Bing. So when I jumped up to a much higher weight BB, it completely tanked the performance and the air pressure inside the compression set of the MSR, which is something that I did not take account for when I was doing my initial testing with the 0.45 gram BBs. When I did my initial chrono test, it was indoors simply to see if it was going to remain field legal. I did not take into account any of the range differences or the fact that the heavier weight would decrease the joules and then, by extension, decrease the effective range that it would have, and all that ultimately led to the events that culminated in today's video. And while some of you might be thinking that today was an absolute failure and that nothing seemed to go right for me today out on the field with the MSR, you are partially correct. Yes, I did have some setbacks. Yes, I did come up short on this particular video, but ultimately, I think this made for a very good learning opportunity, not only for myself as someone who is getting back into the world of sniping, but also for all of you guys watching, because I think on YouTube in particular, this is not a diss on any other YouTuber or anyone in the creative field of Airsoft, but sometimes it's not always translated super well to you guys as the viewers, just how much time and how tedious and how much effort really goes into the craft that is marksmanship, especially in Airsoft. It's obviously not the same as true real-life marksmanship with real steel firearms, but it is, in spirit, its own beast separate from anything else that you can do in Airsoft, with a completely different mindset that you have to go into it with. Which I think is a concept that this video in particular really encapsulates super well for all of you watching. Even though it seemed like I had everything figured out for the MSR the last time that I brought it out to the field, clearly I still have some things to work on. And honestly, that is perfectly okay. So long as I continue to learn and remember not to make the same mistakes again, that will lead me to be able to make more content for you guys that is not only higher quality, but also just more entertaining once I get this all dialed in. As I mentioned when I first got the MSR, this was not only going to be a journey that you guys would be able to watch and enjoy, but also a journey for me to grow through. The MSR has always been one of my favorite bolt actions in every single piece of media it's ever been in. It's been one of my dream replicas, and honestly one of my dream guns in the real steel world, and I'm not giving up on it yet. It may not be perfect right now, it may not have the best operator behind it just yet, but I can promise you guys, the next time it comes back out to the field, it's going to be worth the wait. Not just for you guys, but for me as well. I am not giving up on this, because this has been a dream of mine for a very, very long time, and I think that would be a true betrayal to a younger version of myself who wanted nothing more than to handle and use an MSR in the real world, only to give up on it when I am this close to having it perfectly done, and all I have to do is learn how to use it. So even though this video did not go exactly as I planned, I truly hope you guys continue to join me for this journey down the sniping/marksmanship rabbit hole that I have gotten myself into, and I'll go ahead and wrap up this pretty dialogue-heavy video by saying thank you for joining me, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am to see what happens next in the MSR saga. Now, without further ado, I'll hand it back over to myself for the proper in-the-field outro, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.
Alright guys, so obviously not ideal in terms of how I wanted that game to go. Gilly, oddly enough, did pretty well. The MSR is the slight issue at the moment. Something's going on with the hop-up. I don't know if I just didn't dial it in quite right or what I did. I'm going to take some time off camera to figure that out, and if I'm able to, I'll get another game in today while I'm here with it. But otherwise, if you guys enjoyed, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And be sure to subscribe. I promise the sniper gameplay in the future will be slightly better. But otherwise, you guys have a good one. Thank you so much for watching. Don't you laugh at me.
No, I think that's cool. That's you can't do.
You guys enjoyed, like I said, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Like I said, I am going to do a little bit of off-camera work with the MSR to see if I can't get it a little bit more dialed, potentially for a second game if we get a good one for that. But other than that, you guys have a good one. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can head over to Wolf and Apparel to get yourself a badass decal sticker or a comfy shirt. And as always, this has been Wolf, and hope to see you guys next time I hit the field.
That's cool, bro.
Thank you.